quick, I said that we would talk about the future of the Rolex market, or at least predict, maybe using some sort of economic template of the stock market and how investors go. If you've kind of watched this last couple of years, and from 2020, of March of 2020, if you watch that market, the stock market hit about 18,000, and it just went straight up for nearly 2 years in a row. Now, obviously, we're seeing a pullback. The markets are trying to stabilize a little bit. Remember, during that 2-year thing, and here's the point I'm trying to make, is you had so many new investors, young investors with the Robinhood apps and etc. Never really got through a market correction before, and probably being a little bit freaked out, more tendency to get out of the market quickly. I think when you get a pullback like that, it may be slightly exaggerated. A lot of the people that were used to when the market was going straight up, it seems like no matter what you bought, if it were Rolex, if you held it long enough during that time period, you were going to make money as it accelerated forward, following kind of the trend of the stock market. But now I think you're getting a lot of people that are flushed out, that are panicking, both in the stock market and in the watch market. Now, just one thing that there is some things that correlate, some things that just don't. The Rolex market has never really crashed. It's had corrections and dips, but no crashes. You know, obviously the stock market has had a few crashes. So I think the Rolex market is more stable. But what I think you can probably anticipate is a lot of people getting flushed out to drive market down a little bit. And then when they're flushed out, you're going to kind of see it kind of bottom out and people starting to build back up again. And people have short memories. As soon as things start to pick up again, the Russian market may never open again. I don't know what's going to be the course on that with Rolex. Chinese market will open up again. That COVID lockdown can't last forever. So things will start to probably normalize, and buying will probably start to pick up again. I would, my perspective is kind of right now, I think we're probably stabilizing a little bit, maybe a tendency where people are overreacting just because they're a little bit nervous, especially if you're a flipper, you're probably panicked. So maybe still a little bit of panic selling, but I would recommend just sitting tight. I think it'll stabilize and then correct itself and start to move back up, exactly like the stock market always does. I know that I tell my son when to invest is when there's blood in the streets, and the stock market's at 18,000, when everybody's running one way, you run the other. We're certainly not in any blood in the streets scenarios with the Rolex market or even the stock market, even though it was pretty aggressive there for a while as it dropped pretty significantly for about a month straight. But long story short, I think we'll bounce back. I think you'll start to see what stabilizing, maybe dip just a little bit more, stabilizing, and then starting to crawl back up. And the Rolex is still Rolex. There's just such genius marketers. One of the things that may be interesting as moving the market, you kind of seen that Breitling is taking trade-ins. Rolex is rolling it out, you know, that the trades are coming, where they're going to try to do their own trade-ins, and we'll see how that goes and how that affects the pre-owned market and the secondary market. It's my understanding that are only going to sell watches that have been discontinued. So if it's current model, Rolex won't be selling those pre-owned. So some that'll be holding back just a little bit. But anyway, I think that's kind of the state of affairs on the market. Thanks. Have a great week.